Speaking of moments, you've been, as you mentioned, your career with the Fever. First six, though, were tough, obviously. They weren't as easy. You guys have made the playoffs the last two. What's been the big turnaround? How have you viewed the way the team has grown organically?
Kelsey Mitchell has finally spoken her truth. After months of safe interviews and polished PR lines, the veteran heartbeat of the Indiana Fever broke the silence with raw honesty. She didn't just answer questions. She dropped a truth bomb so powerful the WNBA is still buzzing. Every word carried weight. Every tone was deliberate. And in that single moment, Mitchell reminded everyone, true leadership isn't about volume. It's about conviction. What she said wasn't commentary. It was a statement that could reshape the way we talk about Caitlin Clark, the Fever, and the league itself.
And then you bring in Caitlin, who changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. And as a friend and as a player, you grow to appreciate her because, certain doors have opened because she's come to the Fever, and you have to respect that. And I love the teammate and person in her because she's accepted it with so much grace and even welcomed us with open arms to, make this thing happen. So I think it just took a lot of big pieces to make,
The debate now is simple. Was Mitchell just showing admiration, hinting a rivalry, or delivering something much bigger? Her words sounded like a brutally honest, refreshingly real teammate evaluation that raised the bar for authenticity in pro sports. Fans can't stop asking, has Caitlin Clark not only changed women's basketball, but shifted the way the entire world sees the sport? Are we witnessing the biggest turning point in modern sport history? Is Caitlin Clark the needle? Let us know in the comments below.
You've changed the world in so many ways. You've done it with so much grace. And I'm so happy to take the floor with you, to be a part of this experience. I want to tell you to give yourself some grace, kid. You've done a lot of things that not a lot of people can do. And from me to you, I'm always going to be a fan. I'm always going to be in your corner. I'm always going to be in your backcourt.
That's the magnitude of Mitchell's comments. They forced the conversation to a new level. Because here's the truth. Mention the Indiana Fever anywhere, anytime, and you already know what comes next. The Caitlin Clark question. It's as inevitable as the sunrise. Doesn't matter the topic, defense, pre-game meals, even the weather. Eventually it all circles back to Clark. And this time, it wasn't a bench player fielding the question. It was Kelsey Mitchell, the franchise cornerstone.
But, you've been with Indiana through the thick and thin. You've been with them since, we was talking, we about to go get our rhythm on Indiana. You've been there. You stuck through until now being in the semifinals. What does that feel like? And for people watching, girls, boys, if they athletes, not athletes, what does it feel like to stick through something and now see it come into full fold?
And that's what makes this moment matter. Mitchell isn't just another name on the roster. She's a survivor. For years, she was a lone flame in the dark, dragging Indiana through seasons so painful they were nearly unwatchable. This is the same Mitchell who carried a 5-win team, endured revolving door coaches, and played while opponents treated Indiana like a night off. She was the one force to smile through blowouts, deliver polite cliches, and pretend progress existed. She wasn't just hooping. She was pushing a boulder uphill every single night.
You guys have made the playoffs the last two. What's been the big turnaround? How have you viewed the way the team has grown organically?
Oh, man, I think a big shout out to the organization taking time to rebuild. I think our draft picks ended up coming big. Lexi Hall was a big draft pick, and then you get Kaylin, and then you get AB. And so you culminate that together with, my experience and having to, go through a couple things before they got there. I think it was just like a match made in heaven, really, because I was, still at a young age to really, vibe and get to know these players for who they were. And then you bring in Kaylin, who changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. And as a friend and as a player, you grow to appreciate her because, certain doors have opened because she's come to the Fever, and you have to respect that.
So when Mitchell finally opens up about Caitlin Clark, you know it isn't hollow praise. This isn't a she's great, she helps us win soundbite. This is raw, authentic truth, sharpened by years of survival. And what did she reveal? That Caitlin Clark hasn't just changed the Fever, she's changed basketball itself. Mitchell said it plainly. Clark has changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball itself. That's not a compliment. It's a seismic admission. From the one player who could have been bitter, the cornerstone instead looked at the camera and said, Without Caitlin, none of this happens. The sellouts, the primetime games, the global coverage, every bit of it.
Now, you were an MVP finalist this year with our own Chiney Ogwumike even saying that you had the best season of any guard this year in the league. What has it been like to get that kind of recognition and get your flowers?
Oh, I appreciate it. I've been to a lot throughout the course of my career with Indiana Fever. It's been like my longest, ever. So it's for me, it's a humbling experience to kind of see myself make waves from where it started to where it is now. And just kind of respect the game, lean on the game as far as creating bonds and friendships. And now you get to see us do that now, a couple years later.
What makes her words even stronger? The complete absence of jealousy. No bitterness, no passive-aggressive tone, just respect. Mitchell didn't shrink in the process either. She reminded everyone that before Clark arrived, she was the one carrying Indiana through the darkness. She kept the lights on when no one was watching. And now, in 2025, her loyalty is paying off, not just in stats, but in legacy. Mitchell didn't just acknowledge Clark's impact. She elevated it while reaffirming her own. That's the genius of her message. True leadership doesn't fear competition, it welcomes it.
Oh, man, it's an unbelievable experience. It's a moment that I don't want to, take for granted. I want to cherish it as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I want to use this moment to as a moment to not grow. And so hopefully the mental preparation that I've been through and the things I've been through can kind of help me get through these moments. And then just, loving basketball for what it is and just, loving the game and having fun with it.
To understand Mitchell's reflection, you have to rewind Indiana's story. When Lexi Hull joined, the Fever were still the league's punchline. Mitchell was the one smiling through pressers while her team scraped together 5 wins. Then came Aaliyah Boston, a post-powerhouse and a sign of hope. And finally, Caitlin Clark, a supernova who bent not just basketball, but the sports media universe to her will. Through it all, Mitchell never complained, never demanded out. She adapted, embraced change, and welcomed the reinforcements. That's why her words carry weight, because she's lived both versions of Indiana, and she knows which one can sell out arenas and shift culture.
I love the teammate and person in her because she's accepted it with so much grace and even welcomed us with open arms to, make this thing happen. So I think it just took a lot of big pieces to make, what it is now.
What has it been like? Because certainly the world has been focused on her. But what has it been like as a teammate? Because sometimes people are stepping to her, but I feel like you guys are stepping right back in those situations.
I think it's just it's competitive nature, man. You know how it goes. It's just competitive nature. I think that we want to fight to, love on our team and be who we are and respect the game at the same time. So I think it's a lot of just competitive nature at the end of the day.
But Mitchell's comments weren't just professional. They were personal. She didn't just call Clark a teammate. She called her a friend. And that matters. In a world where egos and rivalries poison locker rooms, that word signals something different. Clark didn't just arrive to be the star. She built an environment where everyone thrives. Mitchell's own career is proof. Since Clark arrived, her profile has exploded, her efficiency is up, and she's finally getting the recognition she deserves. Without Clark, Mitchell might have remained a hidden gem. With her, she's shining on the national stage.
Prior to game 1, I saw Caitlin posted she was fined $200 by the league for stepping on the court. So was there a locker room pool for her there, or did she take care of that herself?
Man. I'm pretty sure somebody took care of it for her. I love it because as much people don't know this about Caitlin, but she has an unbelievable funny sense of humor. And so I think the tweet was the tweet, but you just have to know CC to know that it's just nothing but love coming from that kid, and her energy and her effort to just kind of support our team is just her way of doing it.
Mitchell even shared the story of Caitlin Clark's viral fine tweet. While pundits twisted it into arrogance, inside the Fever locker room, it was comedy gold. The team laughed. It was a glimpse of Clark's humor the public rarely sees. That moment drew a sharp line. Outsiders saw controversy. Teammates saw character. And Mitchell's response was simple. Relax, that's just Caitlin. Even more telling, Mitchell hinted at her loyalty to this new Fever core, Clark, Boston, Hull, and herself. She even said she'd take a pay cut to keep them together. In a sports world obsessed with the bag, that's revolutionary.
And look, you guys have been plagued with injuries, including to Caitlin. But you have the best sideline in the league, I feel like, right now. What does it mean to get that support during the postseason from the crew?
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. And I think the best part about it is that we have vet experience when it comes to Sydney Carlson, and she's a winner and she's a champion. And then you have people like Caitlin, who's a PG and can pass the ball. And so when I come on the sideline, I get feedback from some of the best players in the league. And so I don't take those moments for granted either, because I feel like it's a chance to see the game in a different route. And I get to, get to talk to them from a level of just them having confidence in me to make plays. So I love it. It's a good experience to have.
Cynics may laugh at the idea of friendship fueling championships, but the results speak for themselves. Mitchell believes in it. Clark drives it. Boston anchors it. Hull embodies it. Together, they've transformed Indiana from doormat to must-see TV. Mitchell's comments weren't casual praise. They were a manifesto. She declared that Caitlin Clark has changed women's basketball forever, and that she, Kelsey Mitchell, is all in on the revolution. No jealousy, no bitterness, just partnership. And that's why Indiana feels different and dangerous. Because if Mitchell, Clark, Boston, and Hull stay united, the WNBA isn't just looking at a contender. It's looking at a dynasty in the making.